better think twice about going rogue, because if you do, you got me there. I was activated and barely acclimated to the virus when I found out the first wave did it.
Hi guys, Gaz3K here. Today I'm back with another video. What I want to be talking about today, guys, I want to be talking about the D3 set. I think the set's OP. I think a lot of people have overlooked it in the meta, especially some of the big YouTubers. They've all seemed to have gone to the old alpha thing of go, yeah, let's go 9,000 firearms. Well, guys, it's not the best way to go. And I'm going to be honest with you, because you're losing so much fun in the game by trying out other builds and go down different ways of doing it. The only other build that I would recommend from the builds that I've seen out there at the moment, but this is mainly for PvE, is the Tactician's skill build. So why would I be going over, obviously, D3? You might be asking, because isn't that just a shield with low damage? No guys, it's not. This shield build basically still shreds people like the Strikers build does. You've got a big massive shield in front of you, what can take up to 1,000,000 HP damage plus whatever. So yeah, that's why I think this build is one of the strongest in the game right now. So I've got it built together. As a lot of you know, I started putting this build together in 1.5, never really worked for us, couldn't get it working. Early 1.6 again struggled for quite some time, but now I think I've got the perfect balance, because I've got a lot of damage, I've got a lot of skill power, and I've got a bloody big shield in front of us. So yeah, so I'll get straight in the build anyway. So this is the stats of the current meta that I'm running on the D3. Okay guys, so what you want to be doing on this one is you want to be going for around about 5,000 firearms, 5,000 stamina, and 5,000 electronics. It doesn't matter if you're a little bit higher or a little bit lower on it. As you can see from mine, my firearms and my stamina's under it, my electronics over. It's not a big deal. As long as you're roughly around about the numbers, that's what you're looking for. When it comes to the items itself, so the armor, the mask, the knee pads, the backpack, the gloves, the holster, basically you want to be going 2, 2, and 1. So you want to go for 2 electronics, 2 firearms, and 1 stamina. And then obviously on the holster, you do want all 3 stats on there. So like I said, the backpack and the mask, when it comes to the major, you want to be rolling skill power on both of them. That's where you want to go with that. Obviously with the armor as well and the backpack, try and get ammo capacity on there, because it will help you with using SMGs. Not a biggie if you don't though. And lastly, obviously what you want to be doing on the rest of it is looking on the major. You want to be looking for health, so as much health as you can get on the knee pads, the holster, the gloves, and the armor itself. That's what you want to be looking for. And basically just try and min-max your build by rolling the highest firearms, the highest stamina, and the highest electronics. Obviously it's quite hard because you're relying on the drops that you're getting to basically get you towards them stats anyway. Guns, now the reason I've gone for the Air and the Hilda is basically because of the set bonus you get from them. So if you go down here, you get a bonus called the Valkyria. Now what this does is it increases your damage, your critical hit damage up to 30%. So yeah, that's quite a big increase to get of something so basic. So really good guns. Obviously the RPM is pretty decent as well. You're getting over 825 RPM plus. So really good thing to have on there. But talents on these are not great. Got Determined, Deadly, and Competent. It's not too bad. The Hilda, Harry, Deadly, and Adapt, what's not great, but it's not a biggie. On the guns itself, it's basically the same across both guns. You want to be going for critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and headshot damage across all of them. Obviously on the extended mags, you do have to have the extended mag size. That's not the best one because it's got fire rate on there. But again, as you can see on the suppressor, we have critical hit, headshot damage, and critical damage. So yeah, them are the ones you want: critical hit damage, critical chance, and headshot damage. 3 big ones you want. And I think the Hilda is very similar. So critical hit damage, critical chance, headshot damage. Say this is what you're trying to do now. You're trying to maximize that crit to up your damage as much as you can, because that's what it's about with the D3, is find as much damage but keeping the skill power so you've still got the rest of the build to use. And that's why this basic build is so diverse, because you have basically more than just, you're more than just a hitter. It's not just like Strikers where you're just there to do DPS. It basically gives you so much more flexibility with the build, and that's why I love it itself. So we'll go on to the abilities. So the abilities I'm running currently is the Assault Shield. Now the Assault Shield, if you look at the mods I have on the armor itself, when it comes to the second mods, we do have obviously the 4% ballistic shield damage. So you want that across all the mods you can possibly get, 4% across them all. Now I think one of these is lower than the 4%. That's 3.5. There we go. So it's that one there. It's the one in the backpack. So we're not getting the full 16% we should out of it. However, we're getting 15.5% increase, what's still a big percent considering we're getting 20% plus that 15.5%. So we're getting 35.5% increase in damage just for using the ballistic shield. Well, that's a massive increase in damage for using such a powerful small gun to start off with the crit hit chance now being back on the SMGs. Again, if you want to switch obviously to PvE, because you can see with the health, we only have 1,020,000 health on this current shield. If we do go onto the active targeting one, we do get double that. So yes, we do lose the damage increase. It sticks at around about the 20.5%. It's normally only 5%, but we double the HP on the health. Now this build is why it's really good, because you can use it in PvP as a shredder build, and you can switch to make it more tanky to use it in the legendary missions or the incursions. So that's why it's so good to use. If you do the incursions though, and I would suggest going on the turret and using the active sensor turret. The reason being is the range is 25 meters, so taking out them legendary mobs, you can basically sit back behind your shield with the turret and let the turret do the work and take them mobs out one by one. However, what I would recommend, especially if you're using PvP, is using the overdose heal, because obviously you do get a full heal with having so much skill power. The cooldown isn't massive on it. It's 40 seconds or something, so it's not massive on it. And again, you still got your shield to hide around. So this 5 ability is kind of through the roof, because you've got a lot of crit from them guns. You've got obviously the shield with crazy HP. Now I can't remember the last time a group took me out with a shield, because hit 1,000,000 HP is quite a lot of hits to take. And then if you use medikit, it heals you anyway. So we'll go into the talents. So the talents we're using at the moment is we're using critical save and combat medic. We all know what they do. We're using death by proxy. Again, what this does is if you're in PvP and someone puts a rogue puts a turret down in front of you, if you take that turret out, you get an increase of 20% skill power. So meaning that you're getting that extra skill power, meaning that you basically overheal comes back quicker, and it comes back stronger. And the last one is obviously on the move. Now, kill a hostile while moving is reducing the damage by 15%. So basically, as long as you're shooting and killing stuff as you're moving, it's reducing the damage. So a very good talent to have as well. However, if you're running as a group, what I would probably suggest is dropping critical save and putting triage on, just to give your team that little bit of extra healing. Right, so I think that's about everything. I think the only thing I didn't cover actually was the mods. So the mods itself, what you want to be looking for on these mods is you want to be looking for the stats to even everything out at the top. So 5,000, 5,000, 5,000 across firearms, stamina, and electronics. To do that, you could do this with a prototype firearms mod, or you could use a stamina mod or electronics mod. What you're basically looking for is the electronics to do that, and then you want skill power always is the second one. And I know obviously I just showed me armor there, and my armor is the only one that has health on it, as you can see there. That's why I jumped on the other one. But as you can see, I use these to kind of balance everything out, to try and get them up to them numbers. So basically that's what you want to do. You want to basically have skill power on everything on that second mod. So yeah guys, so that's basically the build anyway. I'll just go through these stats on here just to give you an idea on where I'm at on these stats. So weapon damage is 15.5k, a little bit low. Obviously we know the average is around about 20k at the moment, but because you've got the shield, you kind of you still got enough, as you can see from the beginning of the video, you've still got enough that you can shred people. This is the big one. Critical hit chance 35.5%. If you're in a group what's running a pulse, that's soon going to jump up. Critical hit damage 79%. Like I say, I know I can still probably get a little bit more out of these by playing around with stuff like the savage gloves, maybe swapping a few bits around, and that's where again I can improve the build to make it that little bit stronger. Headshot damage a little bit low, not too worried about that. But yeah, so that's basically all the stats. I don't think there's anything else you need to say. Oh, that's the other thing. Obviously, with the shield, just remember you do get a threat increase 200%. So mobs will try and latch on you, especially when doing legendary missions. It's a good thing in a way because you're basically controlling the aggro, meaning that you taking the damage so your team doesn't have to. And if you use medikits, you can keep your shield high as it needs to be. So yeah, guys, so that's the build anyway. What I'm challenging you guys to do is basically go out, try this build. Like I said, don't just look at the video and think, well, it looks okay, but it's not really for me. Because yeah, I know that the build's a little bit clunky, but it is an OP build. It's one of the best builds in the game, and basically until you've spent a day or so just using the build, trying to min-max it and trying to figure out, obviously my build, what I've done there, or your own build, because it doesn't have to necessarily be the build that I've got in front of you. This one works perfectly for me. I would suggest go out and try it, because even if you don't like it in PvP, it's going to be a very good build in PvE. It's as good as what the Tactician skill power build is right now when it comes to doing them legendary missions, incursions, that sort of stuff. So like I said, that's my challenge to you. Go out there, let us know how you get on with it as well, guys. And if you have any questions around the build that I've given you today, do get back in touch. Do ask the questions down below or by my Twitter, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But until next time, guys, I'll see you later.